Hello and welcome back to my channel, Nefra Moore Presents. I am Nefra. Listen, I done put up a few videos here and I stated that I was going to be posting weekly, and I've had the ability to post weekly, and I am so proud of myself. And so if you like what you hear, please subscribe, please share the videos. I'm hoping to encourage millions, if not billions, to walk with the God in them. And so last week I talked about 5 things that I learned through my healing journey. And so this week I'm going to talk about 5 things I had to unlearn in my healing journey. So join me as I discuss these 5 things. Now, again, it is not in any particular order. These are just 5 things that I just so happen to have to unlearn in my healing journey. And I am super excited to share some of it with you. Again, last week I talked about a healing journey. I talked about how everyone should be on a healing journey. I talked about healing from your past, healing from the trauma and the pain of your past, so that you can be present right now in your life, showing up fully aware of who you are not, and definitely how much purpose and power you have in you. When I tell you, it is life-changing to have purpose, and it is life-changing to have power to walk in that purpose. And that is what healing ultimately does. It wants you to have a relationship with the God in you, have the Holy Spirit down on the inside, leading and guiding you every which way throughout life. This life I have here, I absolutely love. Is everything going my way? Absolutely not. But I absolutely embrace the experience. I embrace whatever happens. And I am so grateful that I get to experience it. I live a very full life. I work. I still have children. They're adult children, but anybody know what adult children, they still need their parents, So ultimately, I have a full life to where, am I making mistakes? Absolutely. Am I getting it wrong sometimes? Sure. But these are learning opportunities for me. They're really not mistakes. I feel like I was supposed to make the wrong decision so that I could understand what the right one looks like. And this is what healing does. It opens your eyes to the possibilities of your life and what you have going on in it. And ultimately, you're going to have to unlearn some things, because there is nothing wrong with you and there is nothing wrong with God. There's nothing wrong with the God in you. It's your strategy. It's how you're approaching life that is actually going wrong for you. So today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 5 things that I had to unlearn. Number 5, what I had to unlearn is to stop stinking thinking. Your thought life is probably the most important ever. It is just as crucial to change your thinking than it is anything in your life. People are like, I want to get a routine now, so I'm going to get a calendar. On Mondays, I'm going to do this. On Tuesdays, I'm going to do that. Wednesday, I'm going to do this. On Thursday, I'm going to do that. On Friday, I'm going to do this. Let me tell you something. If you don't change your thinking, at some point, it's going to fail. Your thought life actually creates your life. And that was number 5. Change your stinking thinking. If you think life is bad, life is bad. If you think life is good, life is good. If you think you're not quite good enough, or I might not make it, or this is messed up, or I don't like people, or any negative thought that you're having, believe me, it is going to be 10 times as powerful as the positive one. And the reason it's going to be 10 times as powerful as the positive one is because the negative thinking is attached to a belief. That's why you're thinking it. That's why it's coming up for you. And if it's attached to a belief, it is so much more powerful. Here's something that I want you guys to understand about me is there was a time that I didn't think I was attractive, right? An attractive woman. I didn't think I was pretty. I was told I was pretty for a dark girl. That's not a compliment, but nonetheless, I was. Other people told me that I was beautiful, but when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see the beauty. I didn't think I was attractive. I thought my lips was too big, my nose was too little. And for those of you who saw all the other videos on my page, I had a gap in my teeth. Oh, I absolutely loved my gap. Don't get me wrong. I was insecure about my smile. And so thus in my head, I wasn't beautiful. I wasn't attractive. And that thought that you're not that good looking, or you're not cute, or you're not attractive, or you're not pretty was attached to a belief was because I was dark skinned, I wasn't that attractive. Or because I had a gap in my mouth, I wasn't that attractive. And so that became the powerful thought that perpetuated my world, that actually manifested in my world because a belief was attached to it. But when I started believing that I was beautiful, when I started believing that I was attractive, and it was not because I was dark skinned, and it was not in spite of me in dark skin, I'm just beautiful. I had to look at myself in the mirror and stare at myself and tell myself, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. And as I started to clean up on the inside, I started to heal on the inside, that became more and more evident to me. And so now I can say with certainty, and I don't need your validation to do it, I am beautiful. So that is number 5. You have to understand that your thought life and what you think of yourself is going to be crucial. Number 4 in the healing journey that I had to unlearn was to stop people pleasing. I had to stop people pleasing, meaning that I had to make my healing journey about me and what I wanted and what I felt and what I believed. Because your healing journey is about you. I had to set up boundaries. I had to, again, tell myself the truth. I had to be vulnerable with myself enough to choose me over everyone else. So when my friends wanted to hang out, it was a no for me. And of course, I used to think, again, because I had stinking thinking, I used to think, oh, they out there having a good fun without me. It's the FOMO. It's the fear of missing out, right? But ultimately, I had work to do on myself. So I had to say, no, not tonight, or I'm staying in tonight. And of course, I'm sure they talked about me because I'm no longer friends with any of them. But I stopped people pleasing and I made it about me. And I learned how to love me first. Choose me first. I had to unlearn how to do that. And in your healing journey, you're going to have to unlearn how to stop trying to please people, because there's no pleasing everyone. I'm sorry. Even my very videos that I'm putting up, somebody don't like them, somebody hate them, oh, she needs to shut up, things of that nature. But you know what? You got to keep going because God has a purpose and a plan for your life. And those people who don't like you, or those people that you're not pleasing, 9 times out of 10, they're not supposed to be in your life anyway. Because as I stated before, when I entered my healing journey, I lost friends. Let me tell you something. As recently as 2-3 years ago, I'm still losing friends. And guess what? It's okay. Because what I'm not going to do is sit here and people please. And that's what you're going to have to learn in your journey. And that's what I had to unlearn. It's all about me and my healing journey. It's about what I'm willing to accept and what I'm no longer tolerating. It's about the boundary that I've set for myself. And I have to be diligent and focus on me not crossing the boundary. Because if I'm focused on me not crossing the boundary, I won't let you cross the boundary. Okay? So stop people pleasing. That's one of the things that I've learned in my healing journey. Number 3 of what I've learned in my healing journey. And I know you guys have heard this before, but I am going to say it a little differently. No one's coming to save you emotionally. I know no one's coming to save you physically, right? Like no one's coming to give you a whole bunch of money. No one's coming to take care of you. No one's going to do it for you. I know you guys get that. But I need you guys to really get that no one's going to save you emotionally. This is why so many of us are getting into relationships that we know we shouldn't be getting into, is because we're looking for someone to take care of us emotionally. However, we don't know how to take care of ourselves. No one's coming to do that, okay? Just a little no one's coming to do that. We're looking for someone to take care of us mentally. Like, I don't want to do everything. I hear women talk about that all the time. I don't want to do everything. I don't want to make all the decisions. I don't want to, and let me tell you something, I fell for the same trap. But guess what? No one's coming to do that for you. You're going to have to make decisions to love yourself, and you get to determine what that looks like. How am I going to get somebody to love me and I can't even love myself properly? How am I going to get somebody to take care of me mentally and emotionally, and I don't know how to take care of myself mentally and emotionally? Because what you're going to have to do is explain to other people, or especially people that you get in relationship with, whether it be romantic or platonic, how to take care of you based on how you're taking care of yourself. No one is coming to save you emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. You're going to have to do the work. Number 2 of what I've learned, or what I've had to unlearn, in my healing journey. I had to unlearn how not to be a liar and a cheater, not to be a deceiver or a manipulator. I had to unlearn that because I was somebody who would emotionally manipulate people based on my circumstances. Oh, woe is me, help me. Oh, don't you see me? I need your help. I had to stop that, okay? Simply because I was deceiving myself into thinking that is how I gain friends, that's how I gain love. I don't know who out there who need to hear this, but emotional manipulation is lying to yourself and others about your emotional state to get something from them. I had to stop being an emotional manipulator. I had to stop lying to myself, and I had to learn how to operate in integrity. And listen to me very, very clearly. I don't care that these restaurants have billions and billions of dollars to where you ask for a water cup and you steal soda. It's about integrity. I don't care if the lady gave you more change than you needed. You got all the way home and you discovered that you had more change than you needed. And then oh, God bless me. No, he didn't. That is a test of your integrity. That is a test to see if you're going to do the right thing. Yeah, absolutely. We do not want to, in any way, shape, or form, manipulate emotionally, manipulate mentally what someone is trying to do for you. Always coming with a sob story. Y'all know them people. Oh, you know what? My lights ain't on. You know what? I need gas money. You know what? I ain't ate for days and I ain't. Stop emotionally manipulating. You need to have integrity at all times. And let me tell you something from a woman who used to be a thief. Will steal the $10 out your purse. Okay. I used to be that person. Listen, I used to be that person and will lie to your face about it. Integrity is so important for me when it comes to having integrity with people, which is why I'm going to mean what I say and I'm going to say what I mean. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I'm not, I'm not. At the end of the day, I need you guys to understand that I had to unlearn deceitfulness. I had to unlearn emotional manipulation to get what I wanted. And I had to do that through simple acts of just having integrity. And people say, the integrity is when no one is watching, but integrity is when God's watching. You are aware that God's watching. Your spirit wants to do something else, but you decide, hey, God, I know that you're watching. I'm going to do the right thing here. I had to unlearn that. And many of you have to unlearn that as well, because it is emotionally manipulative to think that people owe you anything. That's emotional manipulation. To think that I've done all of this for you and then now I need somebody and ain't nobody there for me. Emotional manipulation. Then you did it because you were looking for something in return. And while there's nothing wrong with expectations, let the expectation be clear before you do it. Because 9 times out of 10, people do not want you to do anything for them if you're looking for something in return. Because sometimes we can't do it. Sometimes we can't promise it. We don't want to let other people down. But no, we do it. Yeah, I'm there for everybody and nobody there for me when I need. That's emotional manipulation, believe it or not. Then why did you do it? Because you were expecting them to be there for you? Everyone does not have the emotional or mental capacity to be there for people. They just don't. And I had to unlearn how to stop emotionally manipulating people into being there for me. I hope I'm helping somebody on today. Let's go to number 1. You are stronger than you think. Oh man, I learned that lesson very, very quickly. You are stronger than you think. A lot of the demons I had to face, I thought I was going to die. A lot of the demons I had to face, I thought I was going to lose my mind. But I didn't. I was really stronger than I thought I was. I was astonished of those nights that I cried all night and that I had a headache, but then I woke up refreshed. How does that happen? Or I was having a moment out in public and I thought I was going to break down and I felt it on the edge, but I called on the Holy Spirit in me and I could feel the strength. I was astonished. The number one thing is you are stronger than you think you are. I promise you, if you begin to face those demons, I promise when you begin to be vulnerable with yourself, transparent with yourself, I promise that if you let God in, so that you can let go of the past hurt, pain, and trauma, you literally will be made stronger. And I learned that I had to unlearn that I was weak. And that's really the lesson there. I had to unlearn that I ain't weak. I am strong. And I'm not strong because I'm a black woman. And I'm not strong because I'm a woman. I'm strong because I got through it. I'm strong because my mind did not go crazy. I'm strong because of everything I endured and conquered. And I am stronger for it. I want to tell you guys on today that these 5 things that I had to unlearn in your healing journey, God is going to ensure that you unlearn them as well. One of the scriptures that got me through a lot, and I'm going to give you that, is James chapter 1, verses 2 through 8. And it says, "Count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let your patience have its perfect work, that you're lacking nothing. And if any of you lacks, let him ask of God, who gives liberally and without reproach. But when that man asks, let him ask without doubt. Because if you doubt, you are like the wind tossed to and fro. And if you ask anything of God and you doubt, you are unstable in all your ways." Let me tell you something. We are always putting ourselves on trial in our minds. And God says that you must be diligent and patient with yourself, that you can walk in the fullness of God, and that you have everything you need when you ask God for it. You're stronger than you know. You're stronger than you think. You can get through this. I promise you, you can. There were some nights I had a knot in my chest and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And it was so bad that I would, and the devil was even telling me in my mind, he planted that seed, you're going to die in this. This is going to give you a heart attack. You're going to drop that. You're going to drop it. Because it was so heavy on me that I thought I was going to lose my life. So my prayer became, well, God, you're going to either heal me or you're going to kill me, because I can't live like this no more. I can't live with anxiety racking my body, my brain with headaches and migraines, because I'm constantly worrying about everything that I cannot control. And that in my stomach, there was fear that I was not going to accomplish everything that you've set out for me, God. I knew that there was more, but I didn't know how I was going to get into it. And I was ultimately breaking my own heart into a million pieces. But oh, God restored me. Yes, he did. God saw that there was a light in me that he was not willing to let me lose in any way, shape, or form. And I had to do the work. I am literally calling on you. That is my call to action, that you do the work, that you follow this channel, and that you allow me to speak into your life so that you can do the work. Again, if there's anything that I've said that's resonated with you, share, follow, subscribe. I am going to be posting every week in hopes that I reach someone. Again, I put it all in a book. I put all my business in the book called My Journal to Forgiveness. I'm asking that you go ahead and buy it and read it. Listen, it's going to take you some time to get through it because it's real. And not only is it real, it's a demonstration of how to be vulnerable with yourself, how to be vulnerable with the God in you in prayer. But most of all, it taps into how to literally let go and let God take control. I hope I was able to bless someone on today. Again, I'm going to leave you with what I normally leave you with, and that is healing is not your purpose, but it is part of the process to walk in purpose and in power. Until next time, I am loving you all in God. Bye.